This is course DANL100, Programming for Data Analytics, Chapter 5, Simple Data Manipulations, Agenda. In this short video, I'll discuss the following topics. Topic number 1, how can we apply head, tail, summary, DIM, nrow, etc. to find information about our input datasets. Topic number 2 is numeric, is vector, is matrix. We know we can have 3 types of data, such as scalar, vector, or matrix. Topic number 3, cbind. We combine columns together. Rbind, rbind, we bind row together. Another way to combine data together is called data frame. Matrix, as matrix, are used to generate matrix. Topic number 4, sort. Sort by a common variable and sort by 2 variables. For chapter 5, it's the week 3. Source. The launch R, type source, HTTP, data __, __, RPY, week 3. Okay, so this is .c5. So this is a simple data manipulation. Okay, and we'll see the head and the tail and summary. Okay, so we can use like data. Okay, so data. You type data left, right, parentheses, then we can find. So let's choose the first diamond. Okay. Then we can data diamonds. Okay, so this is dimension diamond. And we can use head. So let's use x equals. So it's much easier head. So this is we have 55,940 rows. We have 10 columns. Okay. So usually I prefer use data frame. So let's use y or x2 equals the data frame x2. Okay, we have caret. So the first column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 variables. Okay, and so this is about diamond, quality of diamond, tail, x2. So this is last observation. So this is last observation. And if we want to look at the summary, okay, so let's head and tail. And so this is DIM. We look at dimension of our data set. Okay, and also we can use summary. Let's see, x2. Okay, so the summary of our summary function will give us, so for example, the first column is caret. Okay, minimum is 0.2 caret. The maximum is 5 caret. Okay, then first quantile and median, mean, and so this is cut. The second one is cut. Okay, the summary will give us some basic statistic about specific data set. Okay, we can use head. And also if we want, we can have the second variable. Okay, how many observations we want to see. Okay, the default, I think default value is 6. So if we don't enter any value, default value is 6. it is also true if we use tail, we can also enter how many lines from the bottom of our data set. So head, tail, and also summary, and also type of x2. So this is list. We are going to have one chapter discuss data frame and the list. And another one is before we discuss, there are three, for the numerical value, we have three types of data. One is called scalar. For example, present value equals 100. So the present value is 100. This is called a scalar because we have one data point. X equals 1 to 1000. So this is actually is a vector. So this is a vector. And also another one is called, it's two-dimensional. So we use matrix. It's called two-dimensional. Okay. For the matrix, we can treat this x2 like a matrix. And for the matrix, we use DIM. And we can assign this value to A. For example, A1 will be num of the rows, and A2 will be num of the column. So this is, we have 50,940 rows, and we have 10 columns. Another way to do it is use num of the row, x2. So this is num of the row, and also num of the column, col. Then we get a value of the 10. So DIM function is for matrix and also data frame. Data frame structure is also like a matrix. It's two-dimensional. Okay, two-dimensional, we use DIM, we use nrow, we use ncolumn. Okay, for the vector, we use length, length. So this is x. We know the num of the data point is 1000. Okay, so let's look at topic number 2. Okay, cbind, rbind. So C5. Okay. I'm going to discuss pretty soon. So let's look at cbind and rbind. So cbind, C stands for the column. Okay, it's a vertical column, and combine them together. Row, R stands for row. So C5, 9. Okay, so let's generate some simple one. Okay. Let's generate simple. Okay. Suppose A 1 to 10. The B from 2 to 11. Okay. D equals C by A and B. Okay. A, we have a vector called A starting from 1 to 10 and excuse me. We have A starting value is 1, ending value is 10, increment value is 1. So we have B from 2 to 10. We have exact same vector, so we combine, we can see C bind. Okay, so let's look at another scenario. Okay, for A we have 10 points, for B we only have 6. Okay, so this is B. So A we have 10, B is from 2 to 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 to 7. Okay. So A, we have 10 variables. B, we only have 6 variables. So let's combine them together. So let's call it E. cbind A and B. A, B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C bind A and B. That's weird. Length B. Usually it should give us a warning message. Okay, so this is called the recycling rule. Recycling rule is, you see the A is from 1 to 10. So let's make it simple. A is 1 to 10. B equals 1 to 7. Okay. So C, 1, and B. Okay. So A from 1 to 10. B from 1 to 7. Okay. Then it's recycle the original value. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and start from 1 to 3. This is it's not a very good property. Okay. After we learn if condition, we should write a if condition to, for example, suppose n1, we call n1 equals length of A, we call n2 equal length of B. Okay. If n1 not equals n2, then we print they are not equal. Okay, and I repeat. Okay, so this is called the recycling rule. Okay, if A and B have the same length, and we just use cbind to put them together. However, when the lengths are different, like A has 10, B only has 7, okay, then we'll recycle 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is not a good design for this cbind function. A good function should give us some warning message, like this one. L1, suppose we have two input, one is called A, another called B. We calculate how long the length of A, length of B, if they are not equal. So in the future, there's one chapter called conditions. So this is called 1 equals 1. So this is double quotation is equal. Okay, it's equal. Okay. And 2 not equals 1. So this is exclamation mark is not equal. Okay, it's not equal. Okay. So this is C. Okay, so let's look at a rbind. Okay. And so we have D. So we have D. Suppose we have D2. So D2 equals D times 2. Okay, so this is D2. Okay, D2. Okay. And so this is D, this is D2. So let's combine together. Just stack D and D2. So let's call D3. So D3, row, bind, and D and D2. So this is D3. And so this part is D, and the second part, no, this part is D, okay, and the second part is D3. We put them one after another. On top, D2 can view as D2 on top of D2, D on top of D2. Then we have just row bind and cbind. Okay. Another issue is, suppose let's look at, so this is A. So let's, and we have E. Suppose we call ticker, we call IBM. Okay. So the cbind ticker. and 8. Okay. The problem of this called matrix. So let's use F. Type is matrix. Okay. One property of the matrix is it can only hold one type of data. And we combine ticker. So we combine ticker with 8. 8 is numeric. So this is numeric A. Then it's true. Is numeric of ticker. Then it is false. Okay. A is numerical. However, B, let's see, is this character. Okay, ticker is character, it's a string variable, and A is numeric variable. Okay, we put them together. When we put them together, and we will see only one type. The type is string. Actually, a better strategy is use the called data frame. Okay, so this is we can have two data frame, and we put them together. Okay. You see the ticker? Ticker is a string. A is a numerical value. So F2 date dot frame. Data frame. We have one chapter to discuss the data frame and the list. Okay. If you look at, remember F2, right? So F1, 2. So this is a string. Okay, so let's look at F2. So this is a numerical value. Okay, so let's use head F3 head F3. Okay, and the first row, second column for F is string. Okay, we cannot add anything to this value. However, the first row, the second column, this one, it is an integer. It's a numerical value. Okay. So we have many is. So is, suppose we assign 1 to 100 is vector. So is vector a vector? The answer is yes. Okay. So is vector a matrix? The answer is false. Okay. In the future, if we write a function, we process some data, and it is quite often we need to know the dimension, whether it's a vector, whether it's a string. It is a vector, we calculate how many data points. If it's a matrix, we have to know how many rows and how many columns. Okay, to find out all the functions start from is a purpose is a purpose. P-O-S. Okay. We have many. Let's use dot. Okay. There are still so many. Let's use this one. So let's use head starting from is. Okay. Now we have the is array, is character, is a data frame, and we don't use. We only use a few of them. Okay, like is a number. Is a and A is missing code. Okay, so let's see. Okay, suppose A. So A equals C 1, 2, 5, and A -9. Suppose A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 value. Okay, so we can calculate the mean of A, standard deviation of A. So NA is missing codes for R. Okay, missing code for R. If our observation has at least one missing code, then we cannot have some. We cannot calculate mean. We cannot calculate minimal, maximal. Okay, and that's one function. Actually, we can find the function into NA. So NA. There are too many. You see here, there's NA omit. Okay, so let's use caret. Okay, and caret is at beginning of the string. A dollar sign at end of string. So if we put dollar at end of NA, it indicates NA appear at end of the string. Okay, so this is NA omit. Okay, and suppose this A, we have B. We can use this omit B. Okay, then we can calculate mean of B, standard deviation of B, and max B, and minimum of B. Okay, and so this is a simple. We combine the column, combine row, and another way to do it is we generate a matrix. So suppose AX from 1 to 100. Okay, and we have 100 observation. Okay, we can use the matrix. Okay, matrix X, and because we 110, so let's use 25. Okay, we X is a vector. Okay, so is vector, and B is a matrix. Okay, you see the X, we have X value, we have 100 data points. Okay, then we make it 20 times 5. We have 20 rows, we have 5 columns. Okay, if you look at, so this is 1, 2, 3. So this is by column first. You see, 1, 2, 3, and to 20. Then 20 will continuously. So first column, second column, third column, continue this way. Okay, and so actually is by row is 4. Okay, we can just help matrix, and there's function called by row force. Because by row 4, it suggests it's by column. Okay, by column. Okay, so this is by rows is 4. Okay, so let's use another one called by. Okay, I'm going to so let's call it B2. By row equals choose. Okay, and we are going to use head D and head B2. Then you will see the difference. Okay, because this B is by rows is 4. Because by rows 4, it suggests it's by column. So the first column we have 100 value. We fill in the first column, and second column, third column this way. Okay, by rows choose, we fill the first row, then we fill second row, third row, continues this way. Okay, so when it's by row false, we fill in the column first. The second one is by row 2. Then we fill rows first. Okay. Okay, so let's see any recycling rule. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, any recycling. So let's choose 6. Oh, I guess there are some recycling rule as well. Okay, B2. Okay, this is also tricky. Okay, we only have 100. We have 100 observation. You see by a row. So this is 6 number. Next 6 number. So after 100, then we recycle. Okay, and so when we use matrix, it's recycle. Okay, and so another one is called as matrix. Okay. C5. Missing curve, data frame, dimension as matrix. So this is 16. Oh, it's missing. Next, I'll show you how to combine two datasets with exact same structure. Okay. So dot C5 18. I put everything here, so I'm going to show you from the very beginning. Okay, so let's copy these two lines. Okay. And first line, we retrieve a CSV file with the read CSV file for an individual stock IBM. The second one, we retrieve marketing index file, also monthly. They have identical structure. So IBM, so let's look at the IBM. So we have date, we have open, high, low, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have 7. Okay. And so let's get SP500. We have exact same structure, okay, identical structure. If we use rbind to combine them together, we cannot tell which one belong to IBM, which observation belong to SP500. So we need to add something. So let's try. So we call IBM2. IBM2 cbind. So let's call IBM and IBM. So we add one column. We add one column called IBM. Okay. Similarly, we call SP500. S502 is cbind. We call SP500 and SP500. Okay. So let's look at SP502. Okay. We add a column called SP500, first column, and it's identical. Same structure for the IBM2. So let's try combine them together. Okay, so row bind IBM2 SP502. Okay. The problem is name do not match previous name. See here, this first name is called IBM. Okay. Then the rest will be same. So this called SP500. So our objective is make this one as make them same as suppose I make ticker. Okay. So this is column. So let's call names. So let's get column names from IBM2. Okay. So column name, the first one called IBM. So let's make the first one we call ticker. We call ticker. Okay, so this is name, ticker, date. Okay, then we make both column names and IBM2 names. Okay. This is also for SP500, SP502 names. Okay. So let's look at the IBM2 and head and SP502. Okay. You see for the IBM2, we have ticker. For SP502, we also have ticker. So they have the exact same data structure. Then we can stack, we can use row bind. So final equals row bind. Final, so this is IBM2 SP502. Okay. Dimension of IBM2 dimension of SP502, dimension of final. Okay. If you look at the number of the row, so this number plus this number equal this number. Actually, we can use head final and tail final. Okay. With this case, and we put two data sets together. The first one is IBM data, monthly data. The second one is SP500, monthly data. Okay, the last topic is about sort. Okay, sort and order. Sorted, we can sort a data set by two variables. Okay, so let's try a simple one. Okay, x equals c. So that's 1, 2, 5, and negative 4, and 5, 6, 2, 0. Okay, so this is our data set. Okay, obviously it's not in the order. Okay, so let's sort x. So let's equals a. Then let's sort according to ascending order. Okay, and if you want to see whether you use ascending, descending, or decreasing, increasing, we can use help sort. Okay, help sort. And if you look at here, descending equals false. Okay, this is default value. Decreasing equals false. It suggests increasing is true. Okay, so let's go back here. Suppose we sort, we add decreasing is true. Then this will sort the other way around. So this is sort by very, very simple structure. Okay, so let's look at order. Okay, so this is .c5, 13. Okay, so let's look at another function called order. Okay. So this is order. We can use sort. Another function is order. We can use order sort to sort data according to one variable and also sort by two variables. Okay, so let's look at 13. Okay, so let's download our data set. So this is file. And so this is Titanic, famous Titanic our data set. So let's load it. And we should use A. Okay, so this is, we assign to A. So we know the structure, we know the underlying data set name. So this is, as is called head. So this is tail. So this is first, the class. Okay, suppose we want to sort according to class. Okay, so let's look at unique class. Unique.x class. So this is, okay, we have first class, second class, third class, cool. Okay, obviously if we sort, so let's look at this one. Okay, so this is sort. Okay, so if we sort according to class, crew should be first, then crew should be, first part, second part, third part, and the last part, according to alphabetic. The currently class is first. Okay, so we can use, so this dot x. So we can use x equals, so dot x, then we use order. Order, so dot x and class. And then we have comma, because this is a data set. Okay, we have multiple columns. Okay, so this is X. Okay, so let's look at X. You see the sort. So let's compare head. So this is the original one. So original one is first, then we sort according to class. Okay, and so this is ascending. Okay, suppose we sort descending or decreasing. And again, so let's use help and order. Okay, order. Okay, so if we look at here, see the decreasing is false. Okay, and if we use decreasing is truth, then we can sort other way around. Okay, so this is so let's call it x2. Okay, order we add here. Okay, so decreasing is true. Okay, so let's look at the x2 header. And if you look at here, we saw this one. The third category is the highest one. Okay, so this is sorted by one variable. Okay, so let's look at how to sort a data set by two variables. So this is .c514. So we type .c514. Okay. And so this is famous RS. Okay, and so let's download it. So let's download it. Again, we should use equals 8. And then we know exactly its data structure. Okay, data structure. Okay, and head. Okay, we have one variable, 2, 3, 4, and this is last one. Okay, this class. Okay, and you see, this is if we sort, we use. Okay, so suppose we sort according to first variable, first column, and second column. Okay, so this is the dot x. So let's use y. Y equals dot x. Okay, order. Okay, I'm going to result as anything. Okay, so this is y equals dot x, order. So order, there are two. Okay, and the first one will be dot x, and suppose I use this name, okay, sepal length. Okay, so this is sepallenghth. So this is first one, dot x sepalw. Okay, I think this is not a capital letter, it's lowercase letter. Okay. Okay, so let's look at y. Okay, and when we sort according to two variables. Okay, first one it will sort according to this variable and the first column. Then after the first column, we sort according to the second column. Okay, why this one smaller than this one? Because it sorted according to the first column. Okay, so only comparable if they are same. See the 4.4, 4.4, 4.4, and 2.9, 3.0, and 2.2. Okay, we can also have some. So this is the default value is ascending. This is also ascending. Okay, so if you look at here, okay, if you look at here, if the first variable is decreasing, it's true, then we can specify. So the first one is decreasing, the second one is increasing. Okay, so this is a simple way to sort a data set by two variables.
Shutterstock Music.